Horrific crime. Florida teen imprisoned for raping 91-year-old woman. A shocking case occurred in Florida in June 2023, when a 14-year-old teenager named Jesse Stone, also known as Randy John, was arrested for sexually assaulting a 91-year-old woman who had previously shown him kindness. The incident not only shocked the local community but also raised questions about juvenile justice and the impact of childhood psychological trauma. When police received a call from the victim, a 91-year-old woman living in the Rehoboth neighborhood of Florida, they immediately began investigating. The victim reported that while sleeping in her room, she suddenly saw a figure approaching. The attacker brutally beat her, causing severe injuries to her face and arms. She described, "He covered my face with a pillow, pinned me down, and sexually assaulted me. I tried to resist but couldn't break free from his control." She also remembered that the attacker had a Hispanic-sounding voice and didn't remove his pants during the assault. Police collected DNA evidence at the scene and quickly identified Jesse Stone as the primary suspect. Jesse, nicknamed Randy John, had previously maintained a close relationship with the victim. She often talked with and helped him, even teaching him how to use her iPad. However, this closeness became a tool for Jesse to commit his crime. When brought to the station for questioning with his grandmother present, Stone initially denied all allegations. He claimed he had only been in the victim's living room, kitchen, and bathroom during social visits. However, faced with undeniable DNA evidence and photos of the victim's injuries, Stone eventually confessed. His grandmother, present throughout the interrogation, advised him to tell the truth because the victim deserves to know the truth. Jesse admitted to viewing pornographic content on the victim's iPad before committing the assault. He confessed to using a pillow to cover the victim's face, restraining her to control the situation, and committing sexual assault. Jesse revealed he had started viewing pornographic content at age 10, which deeply affected his behavior. Jesse also disclosed feeling trapped in life, especially after his sister moved away. He often felt lonely and neglected. Viewing pornographic content became his way of escaping negative thoughts. However, this led him to commit a serious crime. Investigation revealed details about Stone's unfortunate childhood. Raised by his grandmother, Stone had to assume a parental role for his sister, who was born blind and suffered multiple conditions due to their mother's drug use. In the months before the incident, Stone's grandmother noticed worrying changes in his behavior. He began lying and stealing, behaviors completely contrary to his previous character. A notable moment was when he asked her, "Why does Mom hate me so much?" The investigation also showed that Stone had been exposed to inappropriate content from a very early age, beginning in 4th grade through his father's influence. By the time of the incident, he had developed a habit of viewing unhealthy content online as an escape, especially after losing regular contact with his sister. According to court testimony, the attack showed signs of premeditation. The prosecutor described how Stone knew the victim's habits, monitoring when she was alone by observing neighborhood traffic. He was familiar with the house layout and knew about her iPad, which he later admitted using to view pornographic content on the night of the incident. After pleading guilty to sexual assault and breaking and entering charges, during the trial, Stone's grandmother desperately pleaded for leniency. She described her grandson as someone who typically cared for others and had shown deep remorse after his arrest. The defense attorney presented several mitigating factors: no prior record, young age and incomplete brain development, absence of a father figure, good academic performance, diagnoses of depression and ADHD, and difficult family circumstances. However, the prosecutor countered these defenses, emphasizing that Jesse had committed the crime deliberately and violently. She detailed how Jesse exploited the victim's trust, entered her home multiple times that night, and committed the assault brutally. The prosecutor also pointed out that Jesse had tried to conceal his crime by washing blood from his hands and using a pillow to prevent the victim from recognizing him. Finally, Judge Hearn sentenced Jesse Stone to 25 years in prison, followed by 30 years of sex offender probation. The sentence included multiple conditions: mandatory sex offender treatment, periodic lie detector tests, restricted internet use until risk assessment, no contact with minors under 18, and absolutely no contact with the victim. Stone will be 39 when released. The probation conditions will extend well into his adulthood, reflecting the severity of the crime and the court's concerns about public safety. The prosecutor noted that the victim still struggles to overcome the shock of this betrayal, especially considering the kindness she had previously shown Stone. During the investigation, Detectives also discovered that Stone had shown unusual patterns in his approach to the victim before the incident. He frequently observed her house from a distance, monitoring her habits and paying particular attention to times when she was alone. This showed an alarming level of preparation from a 14-year-old. Security cameras in the area captured Stone walking around the victim's house late at night in the week before the incident. However, since he was familiar in the neighborhood and often helped elderly residents, no one noticed these unusual behaviors. This became a lesson about community vigilance, even with seemingly trustworthy individuals. In psychological treatment after his arrest, Stone showed signs of developing personality disorder. Experts noted that the lack of positive parental role models, combined with having to take on responsibility too early in caring for his sister, created major disruptions in his psychological development. However, concerning was that these signs weren't detected and addressed in time. Regarding the victim, treating physicians reported that beyond physical injuries, she faces severe post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. She frequently experiences nightmares, startles at strange sounds, and can no longer trust anyone. Tragically, in her twilight years, instead of enjoying peaceful times, she must live in fear and with lost faith in humanity. The case also sparked changes in the community. Many youth monitoring and support programs were implemented. Safety training sessions for elderly people living alone became more frequent. Notably, area schools strengthened sex education and ethics programs for students, as well as added psychological counseling programs to detect early warning signs in children. Another notable point was the role of the internet and inappropriate content in shaping Stone's character. Technology and education experts had to reconsider methods for controlling children's internet access. Many parents in the area began paying more attention to monitoring their children's online activities and increasing dialogue about potential risks in cyberspace. Stone's trial also left many debates about handling juvenile offenders in serious cases. Some argued that a 25-year prison sentence was too harsh for a 14-year-old and could negatively impact his rehabilitation potential. However, others maintained it was an appropriate sentence, considering the brutality of the crime and the need to protect the community. This case left profound lessons about the juvenile justice system, the importance of youth mental health support, and the role of early intervention in preventing violent crime. Stone's grandmother's testimony about seeking help for her grandson through various channels, including police and school counselors, revealed gaps in the support system for troubled youth.